Hello and welcome to That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer, and today we're doing shaved Brussels sprouts. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been to the store and I've seen those bags of shaved Brussels sprouts and they're pretty expensive. But you know what? You can do the same thing at home either with a knife or a food processor. If you've got a lot of them to do, use the food processor. But if you've only got a little bag like this, use the knife. This is the way you do it. Just lay them out on the cutting board, cut them in half, put your cut side down, then being very careful not to cut your fingers off, just kind of make little cuts. Usually takes about 4 cuts for a relatively small Brussels sprout, a couple more for a larger one, 2, 3, nope. About 4 for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So it doesn't take very long. It's kind of therapeutic. So I'll tell you what. Let's speed the video up right here and we'll cut these up in record time and then I'll show you what you can do with them, okay? So here we go. Bench scraper. You can use it for a pastry cutter too, but for cleaning stuff off your cutting board, this is the tool. Okay, back to cutting. Okay, we've got a pretty good sized bowl of these. So, let's take this and we'll clean up just a little bit. And I'll be right back and I'll show you one of my favorite side dishes, shaved Brussels sprouts. Fried shaved Brussels sprouts. Hang in there, we'll be right back. And we're back, and as you can see, I have my induction cooker here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little olive oil to it. This is 3 cloves of garlic and about 2 tablespoons of ginger minced. We're going to put that in there and just let that cook around a little bit. Let it get the oil a little fragrant. Let me add just a little more oil. There we go. That's about 2 tablespoons of oil. Maybe just a touch over. You have to kind of judge it based on how many Brussels sprouts you're doing. Okay. Garlic is just starting to brown. We don't want it to. So we're going to add the Brussels sprouts. Now we just kind of let it. It's kind of like stir fry, but what you want to do is keep it moving till it starts to cook, and we'll start adding some seasoning. Well, what we're going to do today for seasoning is we've got some sesame oil, which is traditional Chinese and Japanese seasoning, and this is something new that I've used every once in a while. This is a soy sauce substitute. These are liquid aminos. It says on the front, all-purpose seasoning from soy protein, natural soy sauce alternative. This is from the same people that do the Bragg's vinegar that you see in the store that has the mother. So I picked it up just to try it, and it's not soy sauce, but it's pretty close, and it's gluten-free. So if you're gluten intolerant out there, give that a shot. So now I've got my heat up at 390 we want our Brussels sprouts to just soften a little bit. So I'm going to let that soften. I'll be right back in just a few minutes. And I'm back, and our Brussels sprouts are starting to get a little color down at the bottom, so we'll toss them around a little bit. Now if you do this in the food processor, they'll get a little thinner. Drop that temperature down a little bit. They'll get a little thinner and they'll cook a little quicker. You got to be careful. You don't want them to scorch too much. A little bit's okay because that's caramelization, and that means the sugars are starting to come out. But we're just out now at the point where I want to start adding some of our flavoring. So I'm going to start with the sesame oil. And you want to go easy with this stuff. This is just for flavoring. It's not to cook with. It's got a really strong flavor, and no, if you get Chinese food, you can smell this, and once you've smelled it, you'll know what it is. There's that. And now we're going to take our liquid aminos. I'm going to put that in there. And that definitely smells like soy sauce. And you want to cook these to the consistency that you like. I mean, you can't cook them to mushy like this because they'll burn. But if you take your time, you can get them down to a nice al dente, which is about where I like them. Sometimes I like them with just a little hint of a crunch, you know what I'm saying? Where you bite into it and it's kind of like, squishy in your teeth. But these are getting there. And you like the color. They kind of get greener as they get cooked. Okay, I think we're done. The other thing you can add to this is a little balsamic vinegar, but this is the way I like it. So let's just put a little in our bowl. And there you go. Yep. The liquid aminos give it a little bit of salt, and the sesame oil and the garlic and the ginger give it that little Asian hint. Yep. I think you'll enjoy this one. So, this has been another episode of That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer, and this has been shaved Brussels sprouts. If you'll notice, I said Brussels sprouts. That's the way it's spelled, and that's because that's what these are. They're not Brussels sprouts, they're Brussels sprouts. But anyway, if you like this video, and I hope you did, please like and subscribe. Click on my little face over here and click the notification bell so you can get notified every time I decide to notify somebody that I'm being notified. We'll see you next time. Bye.